All right, so we arrive from Warsaw, Poland into JFK. It's May 20th, 2020. And so when we get out, there's only like 25 passengers on the Dreamliner, and we're getting in. When you walk out, you have to wait for a health screening. Now, on board, they actually gave out these little health screening questionnaires, and they're pretty simple and everything. I'm not even sure anyone reads them, to be honest with you, based off of how they look and how everything was done, but they're doing something. So we have our forms, and um, before you can exit the plane, right? You know, like when you step off the plane onto the little bridge thingy, the little, I don't know what they're called. I can't, the runway, walkway, whatever. There's a whole bunch of people there, and there were some Polish interpreters, which we did not need. But I think we're the only non Polish people on that flight, which is weird because you had to have a green card or be a U.S. citizen to have been on that flight. But so there's a guy standing there and then a police officer behind him, and he's asking questions, just basic like, hi, you feeling anything? No. All right, go and get your temperature checked. So then we go and walk down the walkway to another guy who's standing at the very end of the runway, and he is taking your temperature, and he's just doing off his spiel and say, do you have any symptoms? No. Okay, well, um, go self quarantine at your final destination for 14 days, and then if you have any symptoms, you know, contact the local health agency. And gives you a little postcard thingy and tells you to present it at customs, and you're off. So then we take the long walk. Everything's closed. They don't even have the escalators open, the little walking ones. Hi. See, this is what happens when you have a toddler trying to make a video. And we get to the end of the walkway to get to the customs area, and we. Yeah, you stay, Mama. Oh, it's okay. Be quiet though. So then we get through the customs area, and Americans, thankfully, we just use those little machines that they have there to screen through and get your little ticket with after you take your picture. And it was very fast. Normally, there's huge lines, and every time we've been to JFK, which we've been there quite a few times, there are crazy amounts of people and long waits. It took maybe 10 minutes max to get through there. And so, yes, I'll give you Mama's legs warm. Fine. Anything for you to be quiet for me to finish. Anywho, we get through there, then we go through another little checkpoint to give our little ticket to a guy who looks at us and pretty much doesn't ask us any questions, and takes our form, and I just asked us where we came from, and we said Poland, and there you go. We could go claim our luggage. Then we go to the luggage area, and finally there was a restroom open. Normally there's like restrooms open beforehand, but yes, we'll see if we can find a play area. And then we get our bags and walk out. There was nothing else we had to do. We didn't have to declare anything because we had nothing to declare. And then we walk out, and promptly, you know, we're so stupid sometimes, but we know better than to just go to a taxi stand in America. Like, you Uber, you check things. And I don't know, we've been traveling for, you know, since August outside of the country, you know, into Southeast Asia, all over Europe. And prices, you forget, like, sometimes how bad America is with how they do things sometimes with
I got
public transport. Yay!
I got banana toy.
Yes, you got a banana toy. That's awesome. And we immediately are accosted because you can't go to a shuttle, nothing. Like, there's one way out, and you go through these doors. And normally you can go left, you can go right, you can go straight, you can go all these different ways to go find many different ways of transportation to leave. Okay. And no. So I don't know what happened, but we did not do our normal, like, hey, let's check Uber or have a plan. We just immediately, we follow the taxi signs, and these two guys come to us, and, you know, they're talking like they, you know, are taxi guys, and there was no taxi. Anyway, in the end, you'll have to just know that we are now reminded that we're in America, and we immediately got raped by taxi scammers. And whether it's a taxi scam or not, which I think it is, yeah, there's no way that a trip from JFK to Newark, which is like not that, I mean, it's far enough, but in the current traffic and everything like that, it shouldn't have cost $285. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. So that is your welcome back into the States, and our bad for getting into that situation, and when an Uber would have cost $58. Yeah, so there we are, and now we're reminded of yeah, why America is not always our favorite place to be, and it's more expensive than so many other places around the world. But if you are wanting to know our opinions on everything, check out the next video.